is a personal one for you. It's if you're allowed to introduce one policy that is automatically accepted by the whole council that would benefit the whole county, what would it be?
I'll speak broadly rather than in specifics, because I think look, if I were to become leader of the council next year, then this would probably be the first thing I would do, because everything else I think flows from this.
Yeah.
In my views, it might not be very popular because nobody likes sort of outsourcing or consultants or independent people coming in and interfering with organisations. But what I would do, to be honest with you, is the organisations, massive organisations such as county councils, need to be a little bit more self-reflective. Now, I don't believe that BCBC's public image is particularly well regarded, is it? You've got to admit it's not a particularly well regarded organisation.
It hasn't for a number of years now. Many problems have cropped up. Various parties in charge, but many
absolutely,
have cropped up.
And that's absolutely true. But regardless of political parties, the officers are the same, and we've got some fantastic officers, don't get me wrong, but we've got some poor officers as well, to be honest with you. And that isn't to underestimate how much pressure they've been under over the last year and a half. There's been a great deal of pressure on departments during the pandemic. However, from a councillor's perspective, we face massive reputational damage because we're on the front line. We're not advocates for the council and spokespeople for the council, as I mentioned in my opening remarks, but we are seen as representatives of BCBC. There's a massive amount of good work which is done at BCBC, but that needs to be communicated to residents effectively. But what I would do is take a step back and undertake some internal challenge of Bridgend County Borough Council's performance, rather than resort to defending their record. So the administration, what I would do immediately is for any incoming administration to be far more self-reflective, challenge the way they do things. There are massive challenges with our waste contract, massive challenges with our tight budget, which in specific terms that comes down to things like home to school transport, adult social services. There are challenges in housing as well. So what I would do is the policy, going back to the original question, is immediately commission an independent organisation to come in to look at everything, so that we can become a far more efficient organisation, which therefore over the term, look at this over the term of the whole council, which ultimately improves the performance of the delivery of very key services within our council. Everything flows from this. Now, people will say, well, how much is this going to cost, bringing in a massively overpaid consultant to come in, or consultancy firm to come in and look at the way in which we do things? Can't we do it ourselves? Well, the answer is no, you can't do it yourselves, because you're criticising yourself. So you end up being defensive of your own policy rather than actually genuinely reflective and a critical friend, if you like. And a lot of these organisations, I know from personal experience from other professional life, they don't charge you up front. They take their fee from what you save. So it's a case of, I suppose, bringing a totally fresh pair of eyes to provide recommendations which would improve the performance over the course of a whole administration, and then we could deploy their recommendations, which would result in improvement in reputation, the best performing council in the whole of Wales. That's my ambition, and then a great reputation among its residents for the very important public services which it provides. So that's what I would do. It sounds like a bit of a cop-out answer in saying what policy would you introduce, because perhaps you want a specific answer that, like, I don't know, bring waste services in-house or something. But I think generally, in how we improve services across the board, we do really need to genuinely take a self-reflective look at the services we run, the performance of the local authority across the board.
That is a good answer. I wasn't looking for, oh, we'll all have a bank holiday on this day every year or something like that. I was looking for the more substantive like that. That if you don't reflect on what you've done, you can't see what you've done right or wrong. And you can't do that yourself. You have to have somebody objective look at it. You can't say...
I believe so. And it's not just, for me, it's not just changing an administration. Say there would be a fresh administration next year led by a potential coalition, then you can't do it yourself as politicians, because you're going to rely on the officers who are the same officers who were there from the last administration to look at themselves. Yeah. And I think they're just going to be, it's human nature. I'm not criticizing them. You're going to back yourself, aren't you? You're going to say, well, no, we've done as much as we possibly can here. So you need a genuinely fresh pair of eyes to look at it and say, well, you can do this better. You're doing well in this area. Great. You're not doing so well here.
Yeah.
That's what I do. I think it would be money well spent, and it would improve services in every single directorate over the course of the whole administration. Something which is not short and sharp, but something which actually improves all of our services.
Yeah, a slow build, and if you can, then you get the independent report and it says this area is doing fantastically, and it's overachieving what it should, and it's got too many resources, but this area's losing out, and they're struggling to cope with what they've got to do. You can adjust those resources, but if you look at it yourself, everybody's going to say in whatever department they are, oh no, I haven't got enough anymore, or whatever it is, because you always want more. You want to make life easier for yourself, and that's where an independent outside organisation looking in would be the best solution. And
I don't underestimate the criticism which any administration would have if they were to do that, because people would say, well, you shouldn't be spending money on an external consultant. You shouldn't be outsourcing to a massively overpaid consultant. You should be investing in schools and social services, etc. However, the point I'm trying to make is that we would actually, over the course of the whole administration, be able to perform better in these areas as a result of bringing them in. So sometimes you need to take really tough decisions like that to make the whole organisation perform better in the long run.
Yeah, I agree. All right, we're on to our last question now, and I thought I'd save this for last. From a resident of Penpresk.
Okay.
Who is your favourite resident?
Who's my favourite resident?
That was the answer I got, and I'm not allowed to let you say your mum. You're not allowed to say.
My mother.
I was told you're not allowed to say your mother.
Oh.
I did reply back. What boy isn't going to say his mother? But,
I know. I don't know. My dog, I suppose. He's right here now. No, I can't say that. I bet that's from Louise, is it?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, Louise Dixon then.
Louise Dixon.
Right.
Does she also fall within the second question, which is, who is your worst resident?
I can't say my mother for that.
No. Louise again?
Yeah, Louise Dixon as well. She's a hassle.
She's like Marmite. You love her or hate her depending on the day.
Yeah.
Anyway, that is all the questions I've got. Alex, thank you very much for doing this, and I will get it up as soon as possible. Thank you very much.
Okay. No problem at all. Take care.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.